you so much for being part of this moment with me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend it with me. And if you are coming back again, well, welcome. It's great to see you, and I appreciate your continued support. If you find anything that I have to share in this video interesting or helpful, I encourage you to press the subscribe button as well as turn on the notification so that you always know when I do upload new content. And also, if you don't mind, share the video with somebody who you feel that this could be beneficial to. I appreciate you. So, today's question is, how does a narcissist cope with loneliness? Listen, the narcissist does not do very well with feelings that make them, that cause them to feel inadequate or less than. Let's face it, they are unable to really process their emotions, and that's what makes them narcissists in the first place. So they avoid those type of emotions, anything like feelings of shame, regret, loneliness, emptiness, fear, anxiety. They tend to push those type of emotions to the side and not deal with them. They're avoidant in that regard. So they don't cope with it. They don't handle it. They don't manage it at all. But what they will do is, like I say, they just avoid it. Avoidance. That's the way they cope with stuff. And so, anything that you like sweep under the rug is going to end up, it's going to end up resurfacing. And so that's why they kind of end up in the same situation over and over again. That's why they have the need to have multiple partners. And that's where the narcissist harem comes into play. So, like, let's just say, for example, if they are feeling lonely because of they may have recently discarded somebody, or they themselves were discarded, or, like, if they just experiencing an injury, a narcissistic injury, that is, they may feel lonely for whatever reason. Somebody can't make time for them. I mean, like petty stuff, small things. And so they don't cope with them. What they're either going to do is become depressed. I remember with my ex narc, he would be depressed, and I would wonder why. He would come and just lay up in my house for days and days at a time, but he would be in a funk, and I'd be like, what's your problem? But what I'm gathering now is that, he experienced an injury someplace else. And so, this was just where he came and got some quiet to just deal with his emotions. But you could always tell that there was something wrong with them. And on the flip side, sometimes when he was going through these type of emotions or experiencing this emotion, they party, they celebrate, they do anything that involves other people because they like having people around them. Because, how else do I avoid how I'm feeling than be the complete opposite of that? So they will be interactive, they will engage, and they will try to, become the life of the party, so to speak. And that's within whatever settings they can, whether it's at work, church, or just within the family or whatever gathering. They may have lots of people over for whatever reason, just so that they don't feel alone, just so that they can mask their emotions. And other times, what they do is they just project their emotions. They get mad at everybody around them, and they are just in a full blown fury. And so, if they have a tendency to be violent, they become violent. They're aggressive, they're rude, they're belittling, they're yelling and screaming, and they just trying to get narcissistic supply any way that they can, so that they don't have to process that emotion, so that they don't have to deal with it. And narcissistic supply, remember, is anything. It doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive, as long as that energy is coming off of them and they feel it going into somebody else. They really don't care. And so they'll engage in unnecessary behavior. They may become reckless. And that's a narcissist. Being reckless can show up in many ways, from just their reckless lifestyle, lots of different partners, lots of unprotected sex with different people, driving recklessly, just drugs and whatever else. They just are reckless. Gambling, prostitution, whatever it is that they can just shut off that feeling, shut off that emotion. And even they will go back into the harem to find somebody there who can feed their need for supply, who can feed their need for attention, or just whatever it is that's going to help them cope or deal within that moment. They're going to need something easy. It's very unlikely that they will go for a challenge in those moments. So they're going to go for a sure thing. So, it's not like they're going to try to reach out to somebody who's been no contact for a long time and there's a very little probability that they will want to talk to them. But those are my thoughts on, how narcissists cope with loneliness based on what I've witnessed and what's been true for me in just my experiences. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think. How do you think that narcissists cope with loneliness? It's really interesting because although narcissists tend to all act the same, there are slight variations from different narcissists to narcissists, and some are some we call them narcissists, but some are just psychopaths. Some are sociopaths. So they may just be slight variations, but thank you so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate you. And I hope that you did find this video helpful. I hope that it answered your question. And like always, take care of yourself and take care of each other. Until next time.